Hi, Morgan Freeman. It's Alison Stewart at MSNBC. How are you?
I'm very well, Alison Stewart at MSNBC. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'll tell you a funny story. Whenever I call my dad, and my dad, 75, my mom, 75, and I say, hey, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm driving Miss Daisy. Because my mom runs the house.
Okay.
So we're going to get ready to start in a minute.
All right.
Morgan, the big news this week, obviously, that you're nominated for an Oscar. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Now, I know something you've been through 3 times before, and it's interesting because the other actors are first-timers in this big process. What would you tell them about this big whole process as they gear up to the Academy Awards?
Don't take it too seriously.
Really?
Yeah. What would you tell them?
I don't know. I've never been nominated for an Oscar, sir, but it's so interesting. In the movie, your character is this former boxer, didn't quite make it, lost his sight. He lives in a small room inside the gym where he cleans. And he's a person who can be really bitter, but he has this incredible compassion and this kindness. And I think that's what the movie was about the power of kindness. How do you approach creating a kind character like that?
Oh, you know, Alison, it's not... Approaching a character, to me, is merely reading the script. The tone of it, the depth of it, the subtext involved in who the character is, it should all be on the page. You shouldn't have to do anything but say the words, you know. You can't, it's hard to twist the meaning of a character when it's well written, and these were extremely well written characters, and it was very, you know, it makes life so easy. There is no problem with the approach. I just pick it up and learn it and say the words
and go with it. And
yeah.
Now, your co-star, Clint Eastwood, also your director. Had you had an experience like that before, where someone you were starring with was also directing the film?
Yeah, I did another movie with Clint.
Well, how does that work for you as an actor? How does that affect your job?
Doesn't affect my job at all. When we did Unforgiven, I was amazed at how hard he worked and what all he had to go through, plus getting in front of the camera and acting. It just makes me realize what a special person he is. So if it affects me at all, it just means that I give him all I can.
Now, you narrate much of the movie, kind of acting as our guide through the whole thing. How does that work logistically? Do you see the dailies and the footage and then work to that, or do you go ahead and track your lines and then it's put together later?
Yeah, no, we just sit down and do all of the narration at one time. It acts as a sort of timing sheet.
Now, at this point for you in your career, you can choose your roles.
No, you can always, hold on, you can always choose your roles. I've always been able to choose my roles.
All right, that's a good point.
You maybe don't have that many to choose from, but you always choose.
Point taken. What does it need? What does a script need for you to pursue it?
Well, good story helps a lot. Good character is primary. Sometimes you can have a really good character and you can let the story, you can hope on the story, you know. But if you can find a really terrific script, you're looking for a good script overall, that will generally be driven by characters anyway. So that's, I guess I could just sum it up with a script.
You had a very interesting answer to talking about you can choose your roles. Are there any deal breakers for you, kinds of films you just don't want to be a part of?
Oh yeah, certainly.
What's that?
Well, anything that offends me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do things that will maybe offend other people, because you don't please all people all the time, but if it offends me, or even if it offends people I know well, I'm not likely to want to do that.
Have another project on tap?
Well, there was always projects on tap, Alison. The problem with this business is that there is always something in the pipeline. Sometimes it's like trying to hold sand, though. You know, we're going to be doing such and such in 2 or 3 months, and then for whatever reasons, they don't happen. Conventional wisdom is that it takes anywhere from 5 to 20 years to get a movie made. It's true.
Now, before I let you go, I was born in 1966, so you were part of my childhood. You helped me learn to read as part of the electric company as easy reader. Do people my age, do they recognize you from that? Do they come up and talk to you about your time in electric company?
Oh yeah, I get a lot of that. I try to get as many names and addresses as I can so I can send out invoices.
Morgan Freeman, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alison.